In the heart of central Kenya, this sight is becoming increasingly common. Camels wandering across the once cattle-dominated landscapes of Laikipia. For herdsmen like 65-year-old Abdullahi Mohammed, these camels are a lifeline. Before the drought, I earned a herd of 30 cattle. But when the drought hit, all but one of the cattle died, and now I'm only left with one. The 2020 drought was one of the worst Kenya has seen in decades. Across the country, thousands of herders lost their cattle as pastures disappeared, leaving families devastated and without their main source of livelihood. Up to 2.6 million cattle perished. These goats are the only traditional livestock that Abdullahi's family has left. They now mainly herd camels. Rearing cattle is difficult when the pasture is destroyed. Camels are easier to rear. They feed on shrubs and survive in harsher conditions. When the pasture dries out, the cattle die. Laikipia is feeling the impact of drought spreading south. Unpredictable rains are turning its once green pastures into barren land. Neighbouring Samburu faces similar challenges. The ongoing drought means families have to travel long distances to fetch water for themselves and their animals. 26-year-old Piti Musalia has been forced to adapt. The herdsman has also switched from cattle to camels. When the drought came and we owned a herd of 50 cattle, we sold them and bought 5 camels. The camels will help us survive until it rains again. Like many in the region, Musalia has learned that camels, with their ability to survive on less water and feed on tough vegetation, are better suited to the new reality. They can lose 30% of their body weight and survive, and they also have a higher milk yield than cows. But the move from cattle to camel herding is not without challenges.
Cattle, their gestation period is 9 months, but for camels, the gestation period is 11 to 14 months. So to multiply camels, it will require a longer time compared to cattle. It may not be possible to get an economic herd in camels as quickly as possible.
For herders in central Kenya, the connection to their traditional livestock remains strong. Once the rains return, we can sell 2 or 3 camels to purchase a cow that produces milk. But for now, the switch to camels is helping them build resilience for the future.
With the droughts, we have had reduced pastures in the communities, and a way they can do to manage well the pastures is they can do rotational grazing, where they can paddock a few areas for use during drought season. But the challenge with that is that in the communities around, the lands are communally owned.
If the traditional pastoralist way of life is to continue, communities have to find ways to share their resources and find climate-resilient alternatives. Camels can provide them with much-needed stability.